that, yes, this NBA is shooting more threes, but if you have a guy that's skilled enough that can make a shot from the elbow in, why not shoot that? And to your point, I think Rick Carlisle's loosened up a little bit and let KP mix that in there. So now you shoot the three, you pick and pop. But when in doubt, if you got a chair guarding you, will you please shoot over the chair and make an easy shot?
That's what I needed.
Yes.
Chairs guarding me. It was always actual human beings.
Right.
I found that to be a real impediment to my career.
He's 7'3", he's shooting over a chair.
Mavericks get the win tonight, 116-103. Porzingis 5 of 7 from three-point range. Denver's win streak comes to an end at 5, despite another big night offensively for
final. Welcome to the Toyota Locker Room Report. Katie Winge and Bill Hanslick here talking about this Nuggets loss. Hans, let's just start this one off by what do you think is the main reason the Nuggets lost this game?
Well,
you had to pinpoint one thing.
A little lack of energy. Defense is why they lost, and particularly the middle two quarters. They gave up 65 points in the second and third quarters. Mix that in with some poor shot selection. It's just too much to overcome. They had a great start, but those middle two quarters, giving up 65 points, way too much.
Yeah, Coach Malone always talks about playing a full 48 minutes, and definitely the Nuggets had a couple lapses tonight that the Mavericks were able to take advantage of. You mentioned them scoring 116, and this is an offensive-minded Dallas Mavericks team. They were making shots from everywhere on the floor tonight.
Yeah, they were played with a lot of confidence, but the Nuggets never put enough pressure on them to make them feel like they might miss. They just kind of went where they wanted, and Doncic, you see penetrations in here, and even when they got him to miss, they got some offensive rebound. And Porzingis, he's gotten healthy, and he can hit deep shots.
Well, and you mentioned, too, the blow-bys. I'll be interested to see, because the Nuggets staffed that. So interested to see how many blow-bys they had that caused rotations that led to 18 three-pointers for Dallas. I mean, it really was. The Nuggets didn't really take away anything tonight, right?
It was tough. And yet, Michael Porter went off in the fourth quarter. They had a little whisper. They cut it to 12 with about 5.5 minutes. But again, the defense just couldn't get consistent enough.
Yeah, Michael Porter Jr. did give him a chance in that fourth quarter. But let's talk about him and Nikola Jokic's performance tonight. MPJ, most of his production, 17 points in that fourth quarter. But Jokic, nearly a triple-double once again tonight. 26, 8, and 11 assists.
Yeah,
he was going all game.
You know, with Joker, Dallas tries different things. They'll come at him on the dribble. Sometimes they'll play him one-on-one.
You need guys to produce, especially against a Dallas team that really hangs their hat on making baskets.
Yeah, and again, Michael continues to elevate his game. He would have had bigger numbers, except foul trouble caused him to just play a few minutes, and he had 3 fouls in that first half, cut his minutes down. But, Katie, 3 straight games of 20 points or more, and he's made 14 of his last 24 three-point attempts, and he's averaging almost 9 rebounds a game. That's really good stuff. And unfortunately, one other guy, that big three, really struggled tonight again.
Yeah, Jamal Murray was 4 of 13. He only finished with 10 points. He's got some shooting woes he's got to work out a little bit after the last couple games, but the Blue Air will figure it out. Let's go back to Ball Arena now and check in with Chris Dempsey. I mentioned, Demps, that the Mavericks hit 18 three-pointers tonight. Where did those come from? Why did they get such open looks from downtown?
Well, they came from everywhere, and 18 is the number that is just too much. And, you know, when you look back at this series, and this is obviously the last time these two teams will play, so they've played 3 games. In 2 of them, the Mavericks have averaged 18.5 three-pointers per game. And so, you know, for the Nuggets, it was about, they knew this coming in, but they were not able to do that. And part of it was just a passing clinic by the Dallas Mavericks. I mean, you're talking about once Doncic or anybody else gets in the lane and starts creating drawing defenders. Now the pass comes out, and then it's the second pass that was really a killer as well for the Nuggets. And so, you know, this is an area that is well known from the Dallas Mavericks. They shoot 43 pointers a game. And, so as a defense, and we talked about this in the pregame, how much do you tilt toward Luka Doncic versus maybe staying hugged up a little closer to the shooters? And what you see was not so much that they tilted a ton toward Luka, but that Luka really forced the issue in terms of now collapsing a defense. Now you're in rotation, and now the three-pointers are coming from everywhere. Not to mention that Kristaps Porzingis would just step into him. He's just so tall. The contesting his shot is very, very difficult. So 9 of the 18 Dallas Mavericks three-pointers come from Josh Richardson and Kristaps Porzingis. It was a tough night for the Nuggets guarding a three-point line, which you have to do. If they see this team in the playoffs, they're going to have a couple of really good games of film to watch in order to correct these mistakes.
Yeah, Dems. I mean, they did a pretty good job on Luka. He was only 3 of 10 from the three-point line, so it was really everybody else tonight that was knocking it down from deep. You're absolutely right. If this is a matchup later on, the Nuggets will see. They're going to have to hone in on that. Thanks a lot for the insight. Appreciate it. Travel safe in the snow, and we'll see you on Monday. All right, let's take a look at our points bet update now. We'll give you the numbers, the payoff for tonight's game. There you have it. Michael Porter Jr. finished with 8 rebounds. But
Nuggets need to win.
No cover there, yeah. Exactly. And the scoring struggles for Jamal Murray continued, so that one did not hit either the combined points.
Yeah.
So
tough night for the Nuggets. I mean, you had a rested. Again, Dallas lost their previous game against Oklahoma City, but Doncic did not play, back spasm, so had extra rest. Dallas rested and ready. Nuggets on a
to 103. A couple guys, obviously Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., they played well, but Will Barton also put up 23 points tonight, Hands. In the last 6 games, offensively, he's been producing for the Nuggets.
Yeah, he had 23 on 17 shots. He made 5 out of 10 threes. And, Will was able to make some buckets, and no doubt they needed that. And
now we're seeing a healthy Will Barton, and the way that he's putting up numbers tonight, like you said, Hands, 23 points, 5 threes for him. I mean, that's the type of offensive production the Nuggets need, especially on a night when Jamal Murray isn't making shots. So when he's not hitting, another guy needed to step up, and Will Barton was that guy.
Yeah, he did. Early in the game, and again, when the Nuggets had a 10-0 lead, Will had a nice burst in there. I think he had 5 or 7 points right off the bat. And, too bad they couldn't carry it forward a little bit.
All right, let's go back to Ball Arena right now and hear from head coach Michael Malone.
Coach, you jump out to that 9-0 lead, and it's like somebody hit a button and sapped you all your energy. How do you explain the lack of energy tonight?
I'm sure you could use the convenient excuse of back-to-back, playing a tough game in Memphis last night, getting in late. Our players, there was a big screw-up with their testing today. They tested in the morning, and then because there was a mistake, they had to come back to the arena probably between 12 and 1, which I'm sure messed up a lot of their game day routines. I can make any excuse you want, Vic, but the bottom line is, especially that second and third quarter, we did not play nearly well enough on either end of the floor. The reason we were 10 and 14 in the last 14 games and 5 and 0 in our last 5 is because we were a top 5 defensive and offensive team. And obviously tonight, they really hurt us from the 3. When we don't rebound, we don't win games, point blank. They out-rebounded us by 8. And I thought very stagnant on offense. A lot of standing around, a lot of ball watching, and a lot of poor shots. So that's not who we've been. Hopefully we can get some rest and come back on Monday night against Indiana and try to play a 48-minute game.
Next we'll go to Mike Singer.
Michael, you mentioned the defense, which had been so good during the winning streak. Where did you see the biggest breakdowns defensively tonight?
All over the place, to be honest with you, Mike. I mean, 116 points, 49 from the field. They made 18 threes. That third quarter, the ball was moving a lot faster than we were. And we gave up. Come on, this play kind of is a microcosm of the game, in my opinion. We missed a free throw, and Tim Hardaway gets a dunk on the other end. We had way too many game plan, discipline mistakes, not in the proper coverage, not communicating. And against that team, they're, I think, 12 and 3 in their last 15 games now. They're playing very, very well. And we just transition, half court, pick and roll, catch and shoot, paint, rebounding, you name it. We just were nowhere near where we needed to be.
Next, we go to Brendan Hoyt.
Coach, you've had to mess around with your rotations a lot this year. You've seen Porter at 3, Porter at the 4. I'm just curious, when Millsap is healthy as well, what goes into that decision-making process when you're deciding, who should play where?
Well, Monte not being available tonight, that's the thing. Last game in Memphis last night, last-minute scratches, no JaMychal, no Zeke, stomach bug. Obviously tonight, no Monte Morris. I'm surprised Nikola played tonight. I didn't think he was going to be able to play, but he went out there and fought through it. But no Monte Morris. Monte, as we talked pregame,